Raw flesh, organs, and bones have been the sole source of nutrients for felines since the early years of 7,500 BC. But since the 1950s, pet owners have switched to feeding their felines a processed, dry food. Kibble has since become a standard way of feeding our cats, to the point where the idea of feeding them something like raw meat has become an inconceivable idea to a lot of owners. Nonetheless, the raw diet is becoming a lot more mainstream in recent years. In this video, I will be going over 10 reasons why raw food can be a better alternative for your cat, with number 10 being especially important in my opinion, so make sure to stick around until the end. Number 1, cats are obligate carnivores. A carnivore is an animal that feeds on the flesh of other animals. The word obligate means by necessity. This means that cats are a flesh-eating species and meat is biologically essential for their survival. Think about when you visit the zoo. What do you see the zookeepers feeding the big cats? It's certainly not a big cat-formulated kibble. A heavy chunk of dry cat food is made from plant-based foods like rice, peas, and corn over animal protein. To create the glucose needed for energy, cats metabolize protein, which results in relatively stable blood glucose levels. When consuming carbohydrates, this peaks blood sugar levels and creates the risk of diabetes in the future. Veterinarian Dr. Claudia Kirk states that the natural prey of cats contains around 55% protein, 45% fat, and 1-2% carbohydrates on a dry matter basis. Dry cat food ranges from 20 to 50% carbohydrates. If the cat only needs 1-2% of this nutrient, why is it making up almost half of the diet? Number 2, no artificial preservatives. At first glance, kibble bags can really lure the owner in, like chunks of real meat and fish with a hungry cat waiting to dig in. This can easily make someone think that these convenient little balls contain all of these fresh foods. But if you look closer, things start to look a little different. First of all, the images on the package can be deceiving, as many kibble brands use meat byproducts as their food's protein source rather than that juicy human-grade steak that you usually see. Unfortunately, this fresh muscle meat is saved for humans. Pets get the remains that are left over, from parts like beaks and udders to animals that may be too sick to be considered human-grade, and therefore discarded for pet food use. Now, for these meats and fats to be preserved to the point where it can sit out for months without refrigeration, the food needs to contain preservatives. One major preservative pet foods tend to use is ethoxyquin, which in other circumstances is used as a pesticide as well as a hardening agent for synthetic rubber. This preservative has been noted to cause an increase in liver enzymes and liver damage. Raw food doesn't have to be cooked, processed, dyed, or preserved. Instead, it's in its fresh, whole state where it can provide bioavailable nutrients naturally. This brings us to number 3, better nutrient absorption. Nutrient availability or bioavailability is defined as the amount of nutrients in a food that is able to be absorbed and utilized by the body. For example, with omnivores like humans, to enhance nutrient bioaccessibility, the cellulose wall of plant matter needs to be broken down by cooking or steaming. However, when it comes to herbivores like cows, they have no problem processing raw plant matter, as this is what their body was designed for and receives all the nutrients that it needs this way. A carnivore's body is designed to receive nutrients from raw animal flesh. Let's look at the biological value of a few foods. Biological value measures how much of a food's protein can be absorbed and utilized by the body, as well as its amino acid composition. It essentially ranks the bioavailability. When looking at this chart, the highest biological value comes from raw, uncooked, animal-based protein. As you go down the chart to the foods with lower biological value, you start to see the main ingredients of commercial pet food. Since the ingredients of commercial food naturally lack many of these essential amino acids and vitamins that cats need, they need to be added in synthetically. Number 4, improved digestion. Since cats are obligate carnivores, this means that their digestive system is adapted specifically for a meat-based diet. A cat's digestive tract is short and moves raw flesh and bone through the body quickly, which in turn efficiently protects them against bacteria raw flesh may contain. Additionally, their gut is very acidic, which aids in the protection against harmful bacteria as well. Cats digest carbohydrates less efficiently than other animals. Unlike humans who have multiple enzyme systems to efficiently break down and utilize carbohydrates, cats only have one, which is in their pancreas. Number 5. Smaller, less smelly stool. As just mentioned, dry food is made up of ingredients that your cat's body will hardly utilize, so there will be a lot of waste coming back out after consumption. When cats are fed a diet that their digestive system was specifically meant to process, their stool will not only be smaller, but there will also be less odor. This is because the cat's digestive system is absorbing all of the nutrients that the raw meat, bone, and organs provide, and expels only the bare minimum. While kibble-fed cats usually poop 1 to 2 times a day, a raw-fed cat may only poop once a day, or even less often than that. Number 6. Healthy weight maintenance. An estimated 60% of cats in the United States are overweight or obese. When their sole diet is a carb-heavy kibble, it's almost impossible to keep them at their desired healthy weight, especially when free-fed. Cats are better at metabolizing animal fats than carbohydrates, and fats also provide more energy per gram than carbohydrates do. Carb-based dry food can also disrupt the signaling of hormones like insulin and leptin, which are important for controlling the appetite and help prevent overeating. With a species-appropriate diet, your cat won't have to deal with the excess carbohydrates and can better utilize the protein, healthy fat, and nutrients that the raw food provides. Number 7. Lower risk of diabetes. As mentioned previously, cats are less efficient at metabolizing carbohydrates than many other mammals. Many carbohydrates in commercial cat food rank very high on the glycemic index. This index ranks by how quickly and how high the food sources causes the blood sugar levels to spike after consumption. And this can wreak havoc on many cats' insulin balance, predisposing them to diabetes. Additionally, obesity is a major contribution to feline diabetes. Because of this, a raw diet won't just help maintain a healthy weight, it in turn may decrease the risk of diabetes. Number 8. Healthier coat and less shedding. For coat health, cats require retinol, fatty acids like omega-3s, and biotin in their diet. These nutrients are the most bioavailable through animal sources, as cats have little ability to receive these nutrients from plant-based foods like vegetables and grains. These nutrients greatly contribute to healthy skin and coats, which also results in less shedding. This is a result of healthy hair follicles having the ability to hold on to hair better. Number 9. Better dental health. Dental disease is one of the most common issues veterinarians see in cats. And according to a post made by Cornell Feline Health Center, between 50 to 90% of cats at 4 years of age or older suffer from some form of dental disease. According to veterinarian Dr. Dawn Hamilton, high levels of sugars and simple carbohydrates that are in commercial foods provide rapidly available nutrition for oral bacteria. When feeding a raw diet, you're eliminating carbohydrates that can leave a starchy film over the teeth that promotes plaque buildup. Additionally, raw meaty bones act as a toothbrush when your cat bites down. The raw bone scrapes the teeth and can easily remove any tartar that may have accumulated. Number 10. Better urinary health. Bladders perform optimally when more water is flowing through them. This helps to flush out debris and keeps the urine diluted. In the wild, the feline's prey is about 75% water. Since cats derived from the desert, where water is very scarce, they relied on their food as their main water source. Even though cats now live in all regions of the world, their thirst drive is still very low, because again, their bodies are acclimated to receive water from their food. When cats are given a water-depleted diet, such as kibble, which is on average 5 to 10% moisture, minerals can build up in their bladder from not passing fluids as frequently as it should. This creates hyper-concentrated urine, leading to urinary crystals and blockages in the urethra. When providing a species-appropriate diet that consists of 70 to 80% moisture, this will greatly support your cat's renal system. While any of these issues can occur no matter what diet your cat's on, there has been significant evidence that the raw diet greatly improves a cat's overall health. If you'd like to learn more about the raw diet, check these videos out.